Welcome back, everyone. Today, we are embarking on a really critical mission. We're taking a deep dive into the 2026 Safest Crypto Exchange Guide. Look, in the rapidly moving world of digital assets, finding a platform to just trade and hold your coins, that's easy. But finding one that's an absolute, impenetrable digital fortress? Yeah, that takes a bit more digging. And honestly, that's exactly what we're going to do today. I am so thrilled to guide you through this explainer, breaking down the essential data to help you actually secure your financial future. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's dive right into this roadmap. First, we'll look at the 2026 crypto landscape. Second, we'll outline the pillars of exchange security. Third, we'll reveal the top platforms for security. Fourth, we'll look at safe harbors for beginners. And finally, number 5, we'll give you our overall top 3 exchanges. Section 1, the 2026 crypto landscape. Let's start by setting the stage here. The landscape of digital asset trading has evolved dramatically by 2026. And, with that evolution comes a huge shift in what investors care about most. I want you to pause for a second, just really think about it, and honestly ask yourself this vital question. Is your crypto actually safe? Right now, sitting in whatever exchange or wallet you use, is it truly secure against the highly sophisticated online threats we're seeing today? It's kind of confronting, I know, but it's absolutely the most important question you can ask as an investor. Because the harsh reality is, security is the undisputed top priority for every single trader in 2026. We're looking at a pretty daunting, crowded landscape of platforms out there. Some are incredible, and some are, well, let's just say they offer the digital equivalent of a screen door on a submarine. Not great. In today's market, robust protection measures and a proven, battle-tested reputation for reliability are completely non-negotiable. You literally cannot afford to compromise on where you park your capital. Moving right along to Section 2, Pillars of Exchange Security. So, how do we actually evaluate these platforms to find a true stronghold? Well, we need an exact objective set of criteria to look for, basically the blueprint of a fortress. And the absolute gold standard, the foundation of this fortress, is cold storage. Cold storage basically means keeping the vast majority of the exchange's funds completely offline. Think of it as the deepest, most secure inner vault of a bank. Because it's completely disconnected from the internet, it's effectively immune to remote hacks and online breaches. If an exchange isn't keeping the bulk of its user funds in cold storage, yeah, that is an immediate glaring red flag. But a fortress needs way more than just a deep vault, right? It needs active defenses. So first up, we have two-factor authentication, or 2FA. This is your personal shield. It prevents unauthorized access even if someone somehow gets your password. Moving to the second layer of defense, regular security audits. This means independent experts are constantly pressure testing the exchange's systems. They want to ensure their defenses are totally up to date against the absolute newest threats. And finally, and this is crucial, insurance and protection funds. Even the best fortresses can face unprecedented attacks. If the absolute worst-case scenario happens, an emergency compensation fund means you, the user, are made whole. It's the ultimate financial parachute, and you really want that peace of mind. All right, Section 3, Top Platforms for Security. Now that we understand the theory behind security and what these pillars actually look like, let's look at the titans of the industry who are putting these features to work every single day. Let's start with a number that's frankly staggering. Over 30 million. That is the global user base of MXC. When a platform scales to over 30 million users, trust and security become a monumental logistical challenge. MXC manages this by utilizing a highly advanced AI risk control system alongside their incredibly low fees. This massive global footprint proves that, hey, you can offer a vast selection of altcoins and low fees without sacrificing the heavy-duty security required to protect tens of millions of accounts. Now, what's really interesting about this is how these top-tier exchanges take entirely unique approaches to security. Take Binance, for example. They're famous for their SAFU protection fund. That's the emergency insurance we just talked about, and it completely backs up their massive liquidity and their huge selection of over 300 coins. Then you have KuCoin. They lean heavily into transparency with proof of reserves. They literally prove cryptographically that they hold the funds they say they do, which gives incredible peace of mind while you're exploring their thousands of coins and trading bots. And then there's Bybit, which really caters to pro-derivatives traders. They use multi-signature security. So think of this like requiring multiple separate keys turned simultaneously to open a nuclear launch sequence. It totally prevents any single point of failure. Next up, Section 4, Safe Harbors for Beginners. But wait, what if you don't need pro-derivatives tools? What if you're literally just starting out? I actually love this comparison because it shows how security perfectly scales to your specific experience level. On one side, Bybit is a total powerhouse of advanced derivatives and complex multi-signature security. It's built for the professional trader. But if you're a beginner, those complex tools may actually overwhelm you and lead to mistakes. That's where a platform like Poloniex comes in as a truly fantastic training ground. It provides this incredibly accessible environment that's just rich with beginner tutorials, standard margin and spot trading, and it's all backed by solid 2FA security. It essentially protects you from the complexities of the broader market until you're truly ready for them. And the source material highlights a few other fantastic safe havens too. HTX is noted for its super responsive support and really clear spot trading. Then you have Binomo and Pocket Option, which offer highly intuitive interfaces and a wealth of tutorials. But here is the absolute standout feature for beginners: demo accounts. Binomo and Pocket Option allow you to practice trading with virtual funds. Honestly, the ultimate security feature for a beginner isn't just protecting you from hackers, it's protecting your capital from your own inexperience while you safely learn the mechanics of trading. Finally, Section 5, the top 3 exchanges. We've covered the landscape, the pillars of defense, the titans, and the training grounds. So bringing it all together, the market consensus is pretty clear. Out of a perfect 5, Binance and KuCoin are tied at a phenomenal 4.6, with Bybit right on their heels at a 4.5. And this brilliantly illustrates that these scores aren't just about flashy features. They represent the fact that these 3 platforms have successfully balanced deep market liquidity and wide asset variety with absolutely ironclad protection measures. They're trusted by millions globally for good reason. They have proven their resilience time and time again. Which brings us to the core takeaway of this entire explainer. The final verdict is incredibly simple. No matter your experience level, and honestly, no matter which of these highly rated platforms you ultimately choose to call home, never, ever compromise on the foundational security features: robust encryption, mandatory 2FA, and verifiable cold storage for the majority of funds. These aren't just nice-to-haves. They're the absolute bare minimum requirements for your financial safety. So, I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. Think about the exchange you're logged into right now. In the incredibly fast, rapidly evolving world of 2026, is your current exchange a true digital fortress, or is it a liability just waiting to happen? Seriously, take the time today to audit your own security setup using the pillars we discussed. Thank you so much for learning with me today on The Explainer. Stay curious, stay informed, and above all else, stay secure out there.